Some call it regaining and reclaiming your inner child. But we do have like two personas. The persona that was hurt, that's gone undercover because it doesn't want to be hurt. And the persona that you put up, the armor, your defense mechanisms. A child who is severely traumatized will actually have an out-of-body experience. And one of the reasons psychologists explain for that is because it's so horrible what is happening to them, they cannot accept that it's happening to them. So they literally almost separate, like it's happening to someone else. And they can actually describe as if it's a third person. It's not me. And that's what starts creating a split. The one that was traumatized, and then there's the fake you that you start developing another personality. And then you grow older. Different psychologists have different ways to deal with this. Some call it regaining and reclaiming your inner child. But we do have like two personas. The persona that was hurt, that's gone undercover because it doesn't want to be hurt. And the persona that you put up, the armor, your defense mechanisms. It seems so disturbing that a human being, if everything went right, would just be an integrated whole. And there would never be that split. How's the child wise enough to know to split and separate themselves? Because they don't want to be hurt. That's really what's happening here. And then I came up with this idea, and I called it spiritual hypothermia. Hypothermia is a condition, a situation, especially young children. They fall under ice, and they were given up on, and people thought they were dead. Then they discovered, no, the heart wasn't working, the brain wasn't working, whatever. What the body goes into is a shock. To save the person, it creates a hypothermic state that for all visible signs, all vital organs are stopped functioning, but something remains to be able to revive the child. So I realized psychologically it's the same thing. There's actually God at work here. That God in his mysterious ways says, even when the worst is happening, there's some way I'm going to save the child by letting the child go undercover. It's like, hiding from the fire while the abuse is happening. And then, of course, the hard work is of reclaiming that person. But here's I think, one of the most radical and transformative ideas in Pnimiyut HaTorah and Chassidus that really got me to understand it in a completely new way. And that is the concept of Tohu, Shviras HaKelim. This is one of the mysterious concepts in Kabbalah. What's going on here? God created a world, an imbalanced world, where the energies in containers have such dissonance that actually the containers shatter. Now, it's not physical, obviously. It's spiritual. Why would God create a world that's going to shatter? And then we come to the next world is tikkun. Why shatter it in the first place and then repair it? And the answer is exactly that, because you see, once God concealed himself, it's an unnatural state. The natural state is divine consciousness. As soon as divine consciousness is concealed, and it needs to be concealed because we can't arise, you can't have an independent consciousness like us if there is no concealment. But now you have a fundamental problem. The equation is not balanced. So the world of Tohu is actually a protest. You can call it a market correction. It's saying there's something wrong. Einaid Mulvade is not completely there. The energies are saying one thing, the container is saying another thing, and there's a clash. So in a most fascinating way, counterintuitive way, is the destruction that's actually a reminder that there's a problem. So when we suffer and we have pain, many people say, let's just get rid of the pain, take a painkiller. But if we had no pain, we had no warning and no red flag, there's a problem. We all know, awareness of the problem is half the cure. So it's actually the breaking of the containers, the shattering, the dissonance that wakes us up, that now, there's a problem, let's do something about it. So the child goes undercover, there's a dissonance, a major split, which would seem to be so horrible, but it's actually the way to save the child. There was a man called Rabbi Vadya who became a ger at the time of the Rambam, and he became a great scholar, but he always felt a certain measure of shame because he was a ger. He felt like a second-class citizen. And the Rambam writes to him an unbelievable answer, which initially you can think is somewhat patronizing. He says to him, your yichus is much better than all the Jews that are born Jews, because your yichus goes straight to Misha Amar V'Haya Elam. Your yichus straight to Hashem. The rest of us, our yichus is through human beings. As good as they are, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, it's still a human being. And then understanding this concept that there are situations where we connect directly to God. God protects a child that's hurt. So as much as we don't want that, but when it does happen, it's a tremendous, Torah teaches us, it's a tremendous consolation. There's God in the destruction. Can you imagine that? In the destruction itself, in the dissonance. That dissonance itself is what will bring the ultimate unity and the ultimate tikkun.